So you may be asking, why am I making a Sonic Origins Plus review on the day it released? Well, first of all, because I can, and second of all, there wasn't a lot of content in this collection, so it's pretty easy for me to review it. It's not hard for me to play through the game and find out everything that it has to offer. Now with that said, I know you guys want to know the answer to the golden question. Is Sonic Origins a great expansion? My short answer is yes, actually, it is a great expansion to the collection. However, there's still a few issues that went unaddressed with this expansion, and to be quite frank, despite me liking this DLC, I'm also very disappointed. That's mainly because, unfortunately, if you did not like Sonic Origins, you're probably not going to like Sonic Origins Plus, and that's why I'm disappointed. But before we get into any of my thoughts or my review of the collection, make sure to like and hit subscribe with the bell icon. Also, I'm sorry if my voice sounds different. I'm currently sick of Sega and Sonic Team. Anyways, let's start with the positive aspects of Sonic Origins Plus being Amy Rose. Okay, so Amy Rose is easily the best part of Sonic Origins Plus. In case you guys have been living under a rock or you missed the small amount of marketing that the expansion got, Amy Rose is now playable in all 4 classic Sonic games in this collection. She's a completely new playable character and has her own unique abilities. Ain't it beautiful? Those new abilities being a charge attack that Amy can use, which is activated the same way that the drop dash is activated, which is by holding the jump button while in midair. Basically, the charge is an instant boost of speed, except it kills everything in front of her for a short period of time. Honestly, I didn't think much of it because, as far as I can see, it just looks very similar to the drop dash. In fact, I think the drop dash might be better because at least it lasts longer. And you know, at that point, I was like, okay, this is mid. Amy sucks. I can't believe this. But then I was informed by a friend that she has an insta-shield attack. I did not notice that until they told me, but now I know. And this is interesting because while this insta-shield can't protect Amy from flying projectiles and whatnot, you can chain the insta-shield together to attack multiple enemies. It's actually pretty satisfying to use. Now, unfortunately, this does mean that if you play Amy in Sonic 3, you're pretty much playing an inferior Sonic, since his insta-shield protects him from projectiles and enemies. However, when it comes to the other 3 classic Sonic games, this is pretty useful with all things considered since Sonic doesn't have the insta-shield in those games. It makes a lot of bosses easier in the previous 3 games, so I could see her being a good playable character for beginners. To be honest, when recording footage, I kind of forgot I was recording because I was just enjoying my time on Sonic CD and Sonic 2. But still, I would have much rather preferred a better moveset for Amy. Honestly, I think Amy should have had the double jump as her ability. Sure, it may be overpowered, but I don't care. Sometimes being overpowered is really fun. It would also provide a nice beginner's playable character with that too. But we got this instead, and yeah, it is pretty underwhelming, but it's still awesome playing as Amy in a classic Sonic game. This has never been done before. I do have a theory of why Amy's moveset is like this, and I believe it's because of Sonic Superstars. This seems to be the moveset Amy has for Superstars, and I believe that maybe Sega was trying to keep it consistent between Sonic Origins and Superstars. The only downside is that the level design of the 4 classic Sonic games aren't built for Amy, because when you look at Superstars gameplay, she uses the hammer to knock down walls and all kinds of stuff. It seems very useful in that game, but when playing a game like Sonic 3, well, it doesn't really do much, I'm afraid. Overall, though, I still consider this a W because I'm having a blast playing through all the games as Amy Rose, and I'm just glad she's finally here. Oh man, you guys are going to have to bear with me on this one. I am going to give full clarification right now that I do not like the Game Gear games. The only Game Gear game that I honestly enjoy is the original Sonic the Hedgehog. That's it. I do not have fun with any other games. And yes, that also includes Triple Trouble. The game is very impressive and it is mind-boggling how they were able to do so much with a handheld, but it still isn't fun. Play the 16-bit version, it's better. Okay, but how is the Game Gear emulation? Well, it's emulation, alright. Some people say the audio is messed up in these emulated games. I guess that's the case. I can notice it, but at the same time, it's not a deal breaker, I think. For me, at least. I can't be asked to give you guys, like, a definitive viewpoint. I don't know what to tell you. It's the Game Gear games. Keeping it real, I don't care about this section of Sonic Origins Plus, and I'm never gonna touch any of these games in the collection. And that's mainly because the one good game from this collection, being Sonic the Hedgehog, is using the Game Gear version, despite a clearly superior version of the game being on the Sega Master System. In my opinion, they should have just ported over the Master System games and maybe even some Genesis games like 3D Blast, because not only are they easy to emulate, but also because I want to play Sonic the Hedgehog from the Master System. It is better. In conclusion, this is definitely not the best way to play the Game Gear games, so do not buy this collection for it. And I also don't care about it, so I'm gonna move on and pretend it didn't exist. It's a wallpaper. This is the big part of the video, because this expansion is Sega's chance at redeeming Sonic Origins' legacy, thus solidifying its name as one of the best game collections ever made. Did they do it? No, they did not. They fumbled the bag right at the finish line. Now, to get the positives out of the way first, the drop dash was fixed. In the original version of Sonic Origins, the drop dash in both Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 had roll lock, which meant that you could not control the drop dash in midair. It was a big issue with the original, and now it's fixed here. Thank God. Number 2, a few issues from Sonic 3 were patched. Most notably being the falling ruins effect from Marble Garden, which was basically this glitch where the ruins would continue falling forever, which is very weird. This time, I didn't even run into the glitch. It's completely gone for me. Of course, that's just my experience, but I didn't even run into it. It's amazing. And I also haven't run into any collision bugs as of recent, so Sonic 3 is mostly fixed as far as I can see. I mean, granted, there are still a few areas where the physics are a bit strong, but nothing to really ruin your experience. Now, with that said, here comes the disappointment. They did not fix the blurry filter on the game. Mind you, it took modders less than 24 hours to fix it on release day. Why can't Sega, a billion-dollar company, do it within a year? I don't like to underestimate the developers' work, but come on, this should have been an easy fix. Like, seriously, no offense to the modders of this community, but how is Sega getting completely outpaced by them? This should not be the case. On top of that, I still do not see any quality of life changes to the menus. I don't see any options to turn on lives, an option to turn off the spin dash in Sonic 1, and there's still no level select. It's missing very basic features to this day. It's really unfortunate, because I'm one of the few who actually enjoyed this collection. I love this collection for what it is, and there's so much cool stuff that is buried under all the bugs and glitches and nonsense. And yeah, they fixed some of it so more people can enjoy it, but you were so close to the finish line and you didn't finish it. There is some honest-to-God cool stuff in this collection. Dare I say, there's passion behind certain parts of the game. There's parts of this collection that nobody will give the time to appreciate, such as the fact that we finally have a stable PC port of Sonic CD, or the fact that these menus and cutscenes are absolutely amazing. Except the thing is, I don't blame anyone for not giving this collection a chance. Just because I can find enjoyment with this collection and overlook its issues doesn't mean that everyone else should. I'm just disappointed that this game didn't take advantage of the opportunity that is Sonic Origins Plus. They could have fixed all of the issues and made it into a beautiful comeback story. But instead, they stopped right at the finish line, man. Yeah, the expansion made the game better. Yes, it is closer to being a good game collection, but it just didn't quite make it. Granted, I still enjoy the collection, do not get me wrong. I am not going to stop playing this collection anytime soon. I already have like 106 hours put into it. I love it. The only sad part is that when I'm playing it, I'm still going to be using mods to fix the issues, because despite everything, I still love playing it. I love what it has to offer. As for you guys though, it's not so simple. If you like Sonic Origins, go ahead and get Sonic Origins Plus, because I'm sure you will enjoy it. But if you do not like Sonic Origins, sadly, I'm gonna have to tell you that you should not buy this game. Because if you didn't like Sonic Origins before, you're not gonna like it now. It's just the sad fact of reality. For a final message to Sega, I would like to ask for one more update that fixes the rest of the issues. If you can release one more update that adds a level select screen, an option to turn on lives, the option to disable the drop dash, the option to turn off the spin dash for Sonic 1, and finally, to fix that ugly blurry filter that plagues this game. You can add all of these options in the settings of the game right here. If you can do that, then I can so easily recommend this collection to anybody. And I also think the Sonic fanbase would appreciate it a ton. But until then, it is a good collection held down by a handful of issues. That's all for the video today, so make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll see you very soon. Peace out. My channel members are Makai Wilbert, Daveron, Chumzone Gaming, Old Thief, Francis, T218, Snicks, Sonic Man 715, Sonic Pip, 3Monic, JNXV, Archer XYZ, Snack Pigeon, Bananas, Junyon Ring, Sonic Up, Chip Chop Chop, The Squeaker Nerd, Super Shax Boom, Sonic Extreme, and Super Saiyan Sonic. Thank you all for supporting this video and this channel and everything. I love you guys. Make sure to click one of the in-card screen videos here. Peace out.